Hi all, welcome back. We have already done one problem on the topic resultant from the subject engineering mechanics. Let's try to analyze one more problem. So the problem is a ship is moved horizontally by pulling with force P is equal to 240 Newton and Q is equal to 200 Newton. What must be the inclination of the resultant force with P and Q to have the resultant capital R equal to 400 Newton as shown in this figure? So basically we have a ship like this, and the ship is actually pulled with the help of two forces which are 240 Newton like this and 200 Newton like this, and there will be a resultant force produced here, and the resultant force is having a magnitude of 400 Newton and it is acting as shown here at an angle of phi with respect to 200 and at an angle of theta with respect to 240 Newton. So what we have to find is like what should be the value of phi and theta so that the magnitude of the resultant will be 400. So let's try to figure it out. So what are the given data in this question? We are provided with value of force P, which is 240, value of force Q, which is 200, and the value of the resultant is also given to you, which is 400 Newton. So what is the equation that we use to calculate resultant? That we know R is equal to root of P square plus Q square plus 2PQ cos alpha. So let's try to substitute all the values that we already know. We know the value of resultant, we know the value of P, we know the value of Q also. So let us try to substitute that. So it will be 400, resultant is 400, that is equal to root of P square. So instead of P, 240, instead of Q, 200, and here also we have 2 times PQ, therefore 2 times 240 into 200, then cos of alpha. What is actually alpha? Alpha is the angle between the two forces. That is, two forces means it is the angle between P and Q. So in this figure you can see our P is 240, Q is 200, and the angle between them is theta plus phi, the total angle between these forces. So instead of alpha, I am writing it as theta plus phi. Now what we can do, we can square on both sides. So on left hand side, we will have 400 square. On right hand side, we will remove this square root and we will get 240 square plus 200 square plus 2 times 240 into 200 cos theta plus phi. So from this, I can simplify and get the value of cos theta plus phi. So once you simplify that, you can see you will get the value cos theta plus phi is equal to 0.65. From this, what will be the value of theta plus phi alone? It will be equal to cos inverse of 0.65. If you simplify that, you can see theta plus phi will come around 49.46. That means the total angle between 240 and 200 Newton is 49.46. But that is not what we are supposed to find out. What we have to find out is the inclination of the resultant force, that is this R, with P as well as Q. That means we need the value of phi as well as theta. Now let us try to find out the value of theta and phi. So for that, we have to use the equation corresponding to tan theta. So we know that tan theta is equal to what? Q sine alpha divided by P plus Q cos alpha. So that equation is actually rearranged here. So if you see this equation, you can see on denominator we have cos alpha plus P by Q. So if you take Q as common denominator here, what will happen? We will get Q cos alpha plus P divided by Q, so that the Q in the denominator can come to the numerator. So it will come into the standard form. So I just want you to understand this is the very same equation. Don't get confused. Now instead of alpha, what do you have to substitute here? Instead of alpha, we have theta plus phi. So I am substituting it like that. Sine theta plus phi divided by cos theta plus phi plus P divided by Q. Now what we can do, we can substitute the values which we already know. We know that theta plus phi is 49 point something, and we know the value of P as well as Q. So let us substitute that. So this equation will become theta is equal to, I am taking tan inverse of, we know tan theta was this one. So theta will be equal to tan inverse of this thing. So the tan inverse of sine of theta plus phi, which is 49.46, again divided by cos of 49.46, because theta plus phi is equal to 49.46, then plus P by Q, that means 240 by 200. So if you simplify this, you can see theta will be coming around 22.36. So in this, theta is actually 22.36, but this total angle is how much? It is 49.46 that we have already calculated. So why don't we calculate the value of phi? It will be equal to 49.46 minus 22.36, which is the value of theta. So let us do it. So inclination of resultant with Q will be equal to phi is equal to 49.46 minus 22.33, which will be equal to 27.13. Now we have found out the value of phi as well as theta, which was the required answer.